Hi, this is Chris Masiello from vitamincm.com, and we're going to talk about the next step of setting up our WordPress blog. So we loaded the software to our server and installed the blog, and now we're going to talk about configuring some of the settings before we get started. So I'm at the first page of my blog, and there's obviously nothing there because I haven't done anything yet. So I'm going to log in, click the login link, and when you log in to WordPress, you'll be at your dashboard. Your dashboard gives you lots of information, and this is where you can do all your configuring and setting up. So if you look here, it says I have 0 posts, 0 pages, I only have one category, and that's called undefined. I have no tags yet, so I haven't done anything. So let's talk about some of the things that we should do. Before I even mess around in the dashboard, I want to do a quick cleanup of something. If you remember when I installed the software, I went to a file called the install.php, which is in the WP admin folder. I go to the install.php file and delete it off my server. That way it won't ever get run again, which would wipe out my whole blog and start it back at a blank setup. So after I do that, I'll just close my FTP software, and now let's talk about some of the things that you want to do. Your first temptation might be to just jump in and start writing articles. What you really need to do is set up a couple things first. So we're going to talk about setting up categories, and categories are just what they sound like. All the different articles that you write, you want to group into categories to organize them. So some things might be on science or technology or medicine or news, whatever. So that's what you do. I have over here in this Word document the categories that I want to use on this site. So events, sports, restaurants, and Nutley resources, which is just going to be a links directory. What I'm going to do is set up one of my categories. And this is the category I'm going to set up right now, and here are the fields. I can click on category here, or I can go to posts here and click this. You see it's a drop down list, and click categories. So that's going to show you my default category, and this comes set up in all WordPress blogs uncategorized. So if I create an article or a post and I don't give it a category, it's going to default into that. I want to create the first category. I'm going to call it events, and category slug is just the title of the page, so it would be your domain name.com / the category slug / any articles within that category. I'm going to call it events in lowercase. Category parent. If there was a hierarchy of categories, for instance, events was one category, and then inside of it were sporting events and theater events, I would make them subcategories, and I would make their parent the events category. So I don't want this one to have a parent, so I'll leave it blank. And for description, I have my description here. I already typed these up in Word, so I'll just paste it in and click add category. Now I will just go and add in all my other categories just like this. Probably a good idea for you to work in Word or Notepad or something and write all this out before you go in here. It's a lot faster to work in Word or Notepad and then just paste it all in when you're ready to go. So I finished adding all my categories, and you can see I have a bunch of them there. And one of the other things I did was I changed the default category of uncategorized into miscellaneous. I just think it sounds better, and I just put a brief description here.